Hey, we're back, part 2. I guess my phone cut us off.
Does that sometimes.
So we just gotta split this video into 2 parts, but we're just gonna... This video is gonna be really short.
Yeah, we'll wrap it up. Some
so,
final thoughts here.
Yeah.
We've been kind of all over the map, but this episode is kind of...
Where did we leave off?
We were talking about how the robots used... Hosts. Man, I can't get that right.
Racist.
I'm very racist against the robots. I'm sorry.
Okay.
The hosts used to be less human-like, and the man in black preferred that.
Yeah.
Because he could see how everything worked together, and he found that beautiful. And he's obviously someone who likes to understand how things work, judging by his desire to drill down to the very bottom of this game and figure out what it's all about.
Yeah.
But now that they resemble humanity, it's a little bit messier and clumsier and more difficult for him to discern what's real and what's not. And again, like Ford, I used to think that the man in black wanted the robots, oh man.
It's okay.
The hosts to be free. But now, I'm not sure. You know, he just sees them as chess pieces in this game. I'm not sure that's what he wants either.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what Arnold wanted. That's what Dolores is working. She's continuing his mission, Arnold's mission. And I can't tell where the man in black falls in that. Does he fall on the Ford side or the Arnold side? And again, we know very little about Arnold, so it's hard to say what the Arnold side is, but it seems that Dolores is an extension of him.
Maybe it's more so that he is on his own side. He has his own his own agenda. It has nothing to do with anybody else.
That's probably right, yeah.
That's my theory.
That's more accurate.
Okay. We noticed that sometimes guests will be hanging out with hosts and they'll refer to the real world. To the face of hosts, they'll be like, you know, things are like this in the real world.
Or like, you can't wander, like William, I think, has said to Dolores, or someone has said to Dolores, and Logan has insulted Dolores many times about how she's just dull, or just whatever.
A doll,
you can't.
Yeah.
And Dolores doesn't say anything, and I didn't understand, like, does that not register when they talk about their hostness?
Yeah.
But in this episode, Dolores noticed it when William said something.
Yeah, and it took William aback.
And he was like, I didn't think you were supposed to notice stuff like that.
You're not supposed to notice that, yeah.
And then she keeps having these flashes, and I think back to what she said in the last episode about how doors are opening inside of, it's like doors are opening in a building, and she's seeing
places
new things.
She's never explored.
And she's obviously using that as a roadmap, which is what leads me to believe it's been programmed into her.
Mm-hmm.
And probably by Arnold.
Yeah.
But 34 years ago?
Probably. But yeah, that's interesting. We didn't have that information before.
Yeah, that's what the show does. It reveals little pieces of information slowly over time. And so eventually you just kind of understand what's going on.
You learn the rules of the sci-fi world of Westworld.
Yeah.
Yeah, slowly but surely.
But we're still pretty in the dark about most of them.
Yes. Anything else you want to touch on, or did we pretty much hit...
Well, I think we wanted to talk about the very first scene, didn't we?
What was the first scene?
When Ford is talking to his malfunctioning robot drinking buddy. I think his name is Bill.
Oh, yeah.
And he tells the story about the dog.
Oh, the dog and the cat.
The greyhound. About how he got a greyhound, and they're racing dogs.
Yep.
And they let him off his leash for a split second, and he saw a cat, and went running after it. And when he caught the cat, he tore it to pieces, much to the horror of everyone around him.
Yep.
But because he had been a racing dog, and they chased the little fake rabbit or whatever,
yep.
And they never catch it.
They never catch it. They just keep chasing it.
So Ford was saying when he tore the cat apart, he sat there and just looked really confused because he didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
With himself.
He had purpose when he was just chasing the thing around, but when he finally caught it and ripped it apart, he's like, now what? What do I do now?
So is he talking about... See, my first thought is that maybe he was talking about himself, and that maybe when he completes this narrative, he'll be like, well, what now? But now, because of the Man in Black and his discussion about purpose, is it about him? Like, when he gets down to the center of the maze and does what he wants to do, what the hell is next?
Yeah. I almost think it's more about the Man in Black. It's like, why isn't, I feel like Ford is asking, why isn't he just content to just run the maze. Like, the journey is the prize, you know? Just
Yeah.
run the maze. Because if you get to the end, you're going to be dissatisfied. And that could be another symbol, a deeper symbol for, like, TV shows like Lost and Westworld. Like, you just enjoy the show, enjoy the journey, because if you dig too deep and try to find, well, what does it all boil down to, you're going to be disappointed. And you're going to be like, now what?
And you're going to be one of those annoying people on the internet that never shuts up about it.
Yeah.
But no, that makes complete sense because... Oh.
Hey, buddy.
We had... Crap, what was I going to say?
Sorry, did the cat distract you?
Nah, I was already distracted. Well, there's a theory that... I mean, there's people who play video games, and for some of them, playing the game, like me usually, playing the game for what it is enough in the long run.
Yeah.
And then there's people who just get obsessed and they want more and more and more and more from it, and they feel like they're owed something from it.
Yeah.
But they're never going to get the full, because it's a game.
There's no satisfaction.
It's a programmed game. Like,
Can't get no satisfaction.
What can you get out of it beyond what the creator wants you to get out of it?
Yep. Some deep stuff there.
Right.
Some deep symbolism, some deep meaning.
But in the case of Westworld, there were two creators, and there's one that we know very little about, but it would seem that those two creators had very different worldviews and Westworld views.
Yep.
So the man in black thinks maybe Arnold's views line up maybe with his own and just wants to find out what they are. Or maybe he knew Arnold.
Who knows? Maybe he is Arnold. I threw that one out today.
Go there. I can't. My head will...
Yeah, I can't explore that much farther, but...
The timeline thing...
I can't rule out that he could be Arnold.
I can't rule out that William is him.
Yeah, I want to, but...
I don't see Logan. They just don't look enough
yeah.
alike. But William, maybe.
Maybe William, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Anything else you want to touch on?
Boy, I don't know.
That's pretty good.
We drilled pretty deep. We're getting closer to the center of the maze, I think.
Yes.
No, we're not. We're pretty far off.
Yeah.
We're not even at the maze.
The journey is the prize.
We're still in Sweetwater.
The journey is the prize, Katie.
The journey is the destination.
All right. Well, that's it for this episode. This recap podcast of Westworld, episode 5.
That's correct. Halfway through the season.
See you guys next week when we break down episode 6. All right. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.
Good night.